Name: Brianna Maitland. Date: March 19, 2004. Location: Old Dutch Burn House, Montgomery, Vermont, USA. Age at disappearance: 17. On March 19, 2004, a 17-year-old girl finishes her shift at a local restaurant in rural Vermont. She gets into her car, a green 1985 Oldsmobile, and drives off into the dark. Hours later, her vehicle is found backed into an abandoned house, partially inside the building. The driver's door is open. Her belongings are still inside. But Brianna Maitland is nowhere to be found. No goodbye, no struggle, no trace. What happened to her that night has baffled investigators for 2 decades, and the clues are more unsettling than you can imagine. Brianna Maitland grew up in rural Vermont. Described by friends and family as independent, outdoorsy, and strong-willed, she had recently moved out of her parents' house after some tension at home. At just 17, she was living with a friend, working 2 jobs, and studying to earn her high school diploma. On the surface, she was holding it together, but there were signs of stress. Some friends say Brianna had begun experimenting with drugs, while others noted she was hanging out with a different crowd. She had also been involved in a disturbing physical altercation just weeks before her disappearance, which left her shaken. Whatever was going on, Brianna didn't confide much in her parents. She was determined to be on her own. But nobody could have predicted how abruptly she'd vanish, or the mystery that would follow. March 19, 2004, started like any other day. Brianna took a high school equivalency test in the morning, had lunch with her mother, and even did some window shopping. Her mom said she seemed a little distracted, like something was weighing on her, but nothing seemed too alarming. That evening, Brianna went to work at the Black Lantern Inn, a small restaurant in Montgomery, Vermont. After finishing her shift around 11:20 p.m., she told her coworkers she was headed home. She got into her car, and that was the last confirmed sighting of her. By 12:30 a.m., a state trooper discovered her car, but what he found was deeply unsettling. Brianna's car was found about a mile away from the Black Lantern Inn, backed into the side of an abandoned farmhouse on Route 118 in the town of Montgomery. The car was positioned oddly, almost as if it had been hastily reversed. The rear bumper was pressed against the house. The driver's side door was left open. 2 of Brianna's paychecks were on the front seat. Her belongings, including clothes and contact lenses, were inside. And most eerie of all, there were loose coins, a water bottle, and an uneaten meal from work scattered on the ground nearby. But there was no sign of Brianna herself. Initially, police didn't suspect foul play. They believed the car was abandoned by a runaway teen or simply left behind after a minor accident. The vehicle was towed, and the investigation didn't heat up until days later, when Brianna's parents reported her missing. By then, valuable time had already been lost. Once it was clear that Brianna hadn't run away and wasn't simply laying low, law enforcement took a closer look. Friends reported that Brianna had been having issues with a former friend who had assaulted her weeks earlier in a parking lot. Brianna had pressed charges, and some wondered if this confrontation led to retaliation. Tips began pouring in, many of them strange and conflicting. Someone claimed Brianna had been seen being held against her will at a local party. Another said she was tied up in a basement and being used by drug dealers to settle a debt. One lead took investigators to a farm in Vermont, where cadaver dogs reacted strongly in the presence of certain items, but no remains were found. Multiple search efforts were conducted in wooded areas and bodies of water nearby. None yielded conclusive evidence. In 2006, police received a photograph from an anonymous source, depicting a woman resembling Brianna tied to a chair with duct tape across her mouth. The FBI analyzed it and eventually determined it was not her, but the photo still added to the chilling nature of the case. There are several theories surrounding Brianna's disappearance. 1. Abduction by someone she knew. Given the abandoned car scene and the lack of signs of a struggle, some believe she willingly got into another vehicle, possibly with someone she trusted. 2. Drug-related foul play. There were rumors of Brianna being involved in the local drug scene. Some believe she owed someone money or witnessed something she shouldn't have, leading to her disappearance. 3. Human trafficking. Some speculate she was kidnapped and taken out of state, potentially sold into trafficking, especially considering the lack of any solid leads locally. 4. Voluntary disappearance. Though unlikely, a small group believes Brianna ran away and started a new life. But she left behind her ID, money, and personal items, making this unlikely. None of these theories have ever been confirmed. In 2016, the case was handed over to the Vermont State Police's Cold Case Unit and the FBI, who conducted a fresh forensic analysis of the car using modern techniques. In 2022, police stated they had DNA evidence from the vehicle and were actively comparing it against potential suspects. They have not released details, but they have confirmed that the case is still open, and they're closer than ever to answers. Despite numerous reported sightings, leads, and public tips, no trace of Brianna has ever been found. Her parents continue to advocate for her, keeping her case alive through interviews and public appeals. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more true stories that keep the mystery alive. What happened to Brianna Maitland after she left work that night? Did someone follow her? Did she meet up with the wrong person at the wrong time? Or was she the victim of something even darker? Until real answers surface, we're left with an eerie image burned into true crime history. Her car abandoned and pressed into a broken-down house, like a ghost leaving one final message. Let us know your theory in the comments. Could this case finally be solved? Or will Brianna Maitland remain one of America's most haunting cold cases? Until the next one, stay curious,